To some, they're slippery little creatures, and to others, they're only thought of as a delicious delicacy, like in smoked eel or something. Now, some of them are harmless, but some are extremely dangerous, like the electric eel and the predatory moray eel. Well, tonight, we're going to find out about the eels here in Australia, and we're going to even show you some live, as we welcome our zoological expert on the subject from Melbourne University. Give him a nice greeting. Dr. David Smith. Here. I suppose that, firstly, I should ask you, David, what is an eel? I mean, what category does it fall into?
Well, people often mistake eels for snakes, but they're actually just fish. They're fish like flathead, or the sort of fish you'd find in Port Phillip Bay. They're bony fishes, and they're just somewhat different bony fishes.
Are they like prehistoric, or would they have had legs at one time? Or
I very much doubt it. They're very likely to have just stayed as primitive fishes and evolved into their present sort of form. You know, long and slender and fins at the front but not at the back.
Okay, well, I think before we start talking about all the other exotic kind of eels that are around and the other things like in the Amazon and so forth, let's talk about eels in Australia. So we're going to show people now, where mostly do we find eels in Australia? I suppose we include New Zealand as well, I guess.
That's right, yeah, we find eels all around the southeastern coast of Australia. You find them, the long-finned eel, which is the one with the red dots, is all along the eastern coast here, right down as far as the middle of Victoria.
I couldn't figure out how electric eels could generate the electricity, but David explains it very well here.
Well, it's really a matter of taking muscle cells, which normally, you know, are used to make your body move, and they work by generating small voltages. And eels remove the contraction apparatus in the muscles, and these orange things here are the modified muscle cells called electroplaque organs, and they simply use the same electrical principle that muscles use to contract, and stack them in series, like a whole row of series batteries, and just by adding up all these tiny voltages produce these really large ones. They may have 1,000 or 2,000 of these electroplaques stacked along their body.
You would tell us about an interesting experience with a gentleman down there in the Amazon went to pick one up or something.
Yeah, we were working on electric eels down there, studying how they breathe. They actually breathe through their mouth. They can breathe through their mouth. They often breathe through their gills or their skin as well. They've got it stacked all ways. And this German fellow, and he was a fairly precise German fellow, I suppose a lot of Germans are that way, and he liked things to be very neat and tidy and prim and proper. Norbert Heisler was his name. And old Norbert picked up this electric eel and forgot the rubber gloves. Right, that's the insulating gloves that prevent you getting stunned by the eel touching the rim of the handle. So he picked up the net with the eel in it, and it was about a 4 or 5 foot long eel. And we've got a movie film which I couldn't get hold of to show you, but he's standing there on this movie film going zap, 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 like this, you know, and he couldn't let go, and he's saying, help, help, help.
Come over here, we'll look at this thing. We'll take a look here. I've heard the expression slippery as an eel. Is that for real?
Slippery as an eel is true. There's nothing like the feel of a real slippery eel. So,
Right, come in.
they're pretty hard to... This is a long fin. Yeah. Isn't he a beauty?
Yeah. Hello, Milton. What's his name?
Milton will do.
Milton. Oh, there we go. We've got a good shot of Milton there.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah, that's great.
He's looking good.
He's
Can you pick him up?
pretty quiet. Yeah, let's see if we can get him to turn around.
Oh.
I don't know whether he's going to want to turn around.
Does he bite you?
Well,
ever?
not often, no.
Not often. Can I just want
to... Careful.
I just want to touch him in the back and see what he feels. Will he turn around and step?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
He looks fairly docile.
Oh, that is slippery and lehaglicker, huh? It is. You are a very, very interesting young man, and he's got a lot of things he can talk about, his trips to the Amazon and many, many other things that he's working on, so you will be seeing a lot of this gentleman on our television program. Don't you like him? I think he's wonderful. So, thank you, Our friend, Dr. David Smith from the Zoology Department at Melbourne University is here with us tonight. He's going to explain what the function of the funnel web, or what the funnel web spider, I don't get too nervous when these things come around, do I? He has also brought with us some other Australian venomous spiders to have a look at. Wonderful, we're all going to be here together, me and all these venomous spiders. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. David Smith, here. I feel more relaxed with you around because I trust you, David. You know, it's...
Well, I'm terrified, so...
You're terrified. Well, welcome to the club.
Have this nasty characteristic of paralysing their prey first with the venom, and then they actually digest the animals outside their body. They exude digestive juices and then slurp it in and kind of just suck in this dissolved mass of the insect, leaving just the husk which they spit out.
Isn't that wonderful? I must invite them over for dinner sometime.
Yeah, they're really charming. I get some good animals, don't I? You had the piranhas last time.
The piranhas, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you had the piranhas last time.
I guess anyone who's lived in the outback knows where you find them. You find them out back in the little house at the back, under the seat usually.
Yeah.
The bathroom for the US.
There was a song about that, wasn't there?
The redback on the dunny seat, that's the one.
Right, right. Yeah. It must be very embarrassing when you get bitten and have to go to the doctor. And
it's difficult to do things like apply tourniquets. It can be a very difficult medical problem.
Not without making it look like a present.
Right.
Anyway,
this is a graphic which shows what happens, and you know, I'm a physiologist, so I like to keep things fairly simple. What happens is action potentials come down this nerve here and release transmitter substances which diffuse across the synaptic cleft here, causing miniature in-plate potentials which bring about the process of muscle contraction, you see.
Well, I'm glad we explained that.
Yeah. But seriously, though, what happens is that...
Wait a minute. Oh, the pointer. You scared me. You're standing there pointing. I thought a spider got out.
Here's the pointer.
Yes.
In fact, what
He's
happens...
They call it milking a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Bert had it all wrong earlier on. You don't with the little stool and all that.
Right.
No.
I didn't believe that anyway.
I didn't believe it either, so I wanted to find out how you milk these animals, and we went out to the Commonwealth Serum Labs.
The black widow eats its lover.
Eats its lover, that's right.
That's right. They make love and then she kills it, right?
A very interesting prospect. If you were a male funnel web and you knew that the female had jaws like that, you'd want to be fairly, you know, the term love bite takes on a new connotation, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And are you okay, dear, and would you like a cigarette?
Right,
you would definitely do it. Yeah, right. What about this here? Now this...
I might just put the lid back on this one.
That's the best idea you've come up with yet.
Giving the camera...
David. There you are. Oh, how about that? Are you kidding? He's terrific. I don't believe that. You know what? I swear to you, I'm not lying. That's 1 in a million. They got this with the safety pin here. And I put my hand between the cushion and it hit me and I said, talk about your funnel webs hiding. I'll close it off. David, thank you very much, mate. That's a great demonstration, and it once again proves that I am fearless. Yeah, right. And I'm very happy that it's over. We'll be back with Robin Jolly, Dr. David Smith. Don't you go away. Dr. David Smith is out here. We're going to bring him in. We can discover more about the cane toad. We're even going to show you a couple as well, okay? Give him a nice greeting. He's a lovely young fellow. You'll enjoy seeing him.
Stay. I think he's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
Hi.
They don't get that big, do they, David?
Well, not usually, although the Queenslanders have said that they grow twice that size and eat small children, you know.
I'm sure they do. Sit down a minute, I'll talk to you about it.
And it wasn't until 1661 that this Italian gentleman, Marcello Malpighi, or if you want to be a bit more correct in the pronunciation, you have to use your hands and say Marcello Malpighi.
Marcello
Malpighi.
I know his sister, Miss.
Right. Yeah, that's right, yeah, the Muppet Show. Yeah.
Miss Piggy, yeah.
Right. Well, he, in fact, had access to a microscope, a very primitive microscope, but good enough to see a clear image of these capillaries. And they're, in fact, capillaries in a frog lung. So the very first capillaries, these strange little vessels that link arteries and veins that we ever saw, were from a frog lung. Now, 300-odd years later, I'm still working on frog lungs and still looking at capillaries.
Is that what these things are?
I brought, these pictures in. These are taken on a scanning electron microscope. And I was interested in the structure of frog lungs and how they worked and so on. And this is a picture of the internal surface of a frog lung. And you can see it's just a series of large spaces called alveoli. And There's progressively smaller,
Alveoli.
smaller ones. Yeah, it's like an Italian dish.
Yeah, hey, I'll have some
yeah.
alveoli. Yeah,
That's what the chopstick's for. No, that's yeah, right. To mix the metaphor. Yeah.
Who were the fellas and who were the girls here?
Well, let's have a look. The mamas are usually a little bit bigger because they're often full of eggs.
Uh-huh.
This is a female.
Yeah.
Actually, let me just
Hold
pick
them
up
up
two
there.
of them together,
Yeah.
and then you'll be able to see the difference if I can reach down here to this little guy. Come on.
Oh,
Out you come.
you
There
have
we
no
go.
fear of picking these up at all, do you?
No, and they're my friends.
I do. Yeah, put them over
Yeah.
there.
Okay, here we go. Now look, if you see under the throat, the female's quite grey, and the male, in my right hand, has got quite a yellow throat.
Yeah.
And there's another difference which is much easier to detect, and that is the fact that the way these animals reproduce is a little interesting. The male hops on the back of the female like this, and sits here, and clasps on very firmly for about 3 or 4 days.
3 or 4 days.
That's really good staying power, you know.
Boy, when they start talking about reincarnation, I know how I want to come back, I'll tell you. Don't worry. 3 or 4 days.
So the little,
I want to tell you, you look terrific.
So the little guy sits on the back of mama like this, you see.
Yeah.
And this is how you can actually tell them apart, because if you've got a female in your hand and you put your hand over the back of them like this, they just sit there and smile. And I do this all day. I sit there with and if it's a male,
Yeah.
he's not terribly impressed by having another animal hopping onto his back, you see.
Right.
So he sits there and he clucks, like this little guy's doing now. If you
Does he make noise?
You should
Come
make
close.
noise.
Can we hear it?
Come on, make
Is
a
it
noise.
loud or?
It's pretty loud if he's... Come on, you can do it. Come on.
Hey.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Let me hear it again. Shh, 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 shh. We're just getting...
Come on. Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's
fantastic.
good,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's telling me to piss off, you know.
You know, I sort of can't handle things when you use a lot of scientific, technical talk, you know?
to the masses, you know. And these glands at the side here are they're poison glands. Now, Queenslanders will tell you that they can spit poison at you, and South Americans will tell you that llamas can spit poison at you too. But they're both, you know, fallacies. They do, however, squirt poison out of these poison glands, and they can squirt poison for about 1 metre, which is, you know, pretty lethal range.
Not bad. David, you're a pleasure again, mate, and you're welcome back anytime you want to talk about anything you want, because you're
Fantastic.
a pleasure.
Thanks
Okay?
very much.
David Smith, how about that, huh? Can't talk. We'll be back with this singer from Perth, Peter Ciccone, in a moment. You hang in there. We'll be back.
The male kind of wraps around the female, and
Oh, there's an idea.
they-
No, it's all right. I'm sorry.
they smile a lot. And,
Yeah, go ahead, yeah. What is this that we're looking at here? Now, these look like eggs.
this
or
is a
something.
picture of eggs inside a dogfish, and the uterus has been opened up, and you can see the yolk sac here, this yellow yolk with blood vessels through it, and little tiny dogfish stacked along the yolk there, and they're going to feed on that yolk for some months, in fact, until they're born.
You're going to try to pick this up
Yeah,
now?
let's have a
Do you
go.
need help? No.
Well, look, would you like to just grab the front end, because that's the easy end to hold, and I'll grab the tail.
David, you're a very funny man.
Right,
wait.
fine. I'll have to wait till it cruises round again.
Okay.
So just
Round aside.
chat among yourselves while...
What does it do? Does it ever let you pick it up, or?
Well, just watch. I'll stroke it first so that we can get it nice and relaxed.
That's a good idea.
Pretty little shark. Just
Aye,
relax.
person,
There
you're a
we go.
nice
Just
shark.
pat it. No, it's not. That's the way.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yes,
see, they
what a
like that.
nice
They kind
person
of-
you are.
And now, while it's nice and calm,
David, you're unbelievable.
I shall just try and pick it up by the fins.
Yes.
It's not going to like it terribly much. There
Right.
we go.
Right!
That it's not impressed.
He turned over really quickly.
Right.
Could he have grabbed your hand
Yeah,
then?
possibly. Yeah. You want to do it again?
You want to try it one more time?
Sure, I'd like
Are
to
you
see
all
it.
right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah,
All right.
I'm just terrific.
Try it.
I'm a little wet, actually. That's what I am. Well, I'd like to
Oh, hang on. Don't worry about your shirt. We got my right hand.
There we go.
Oh, there he is. Oh. He knew right where your hand was, didn't he? Well, come on, we'll go over here with Henry and you can have another look at that. That's pretty good at David, I think, trying to pick that one up.
Yeah, I got stuff.
And Henry Voss and, of course, Dr. David Smith. When we come back, Dr. Hook will be here, singing and dancing and doing it all. We'll be back. Okay, well, the blue-ringed octopus now, where are they found?
Blue-ringed octopus are found all around the coast of Port Phillip Bay in the ocean, all around the south of Australia. They're very, very common, in fact, in Port Phillip Bay. And the one we've got tonight came from Portsea.
Right. Oh, there you are.
In fact, you can see us here going in to catch this octopus, which was really quite a giggle. That's my friend Martin Harris, who's an expert octopus collector. And
with all this drama, I hope anybody doesn't think we're going to come up with a 7-foot octopus here. We've got a little octopus.
Maybe small, but very deadly.
Yeah.
So I'm searching around here in a rock pool about 6 or 7 feet down, just looking for these octopus. They're very timid creatures, so they live at the back of their little caves and crevices. Now, this is a lovely shot. This just happened by pure chance. Right in the middle of the field of view was this giant cuttlefish. This was actually under Portsea Pier, and this beautiful cuttlefish came out, and Martin tried to grab it, but they're pretty slippery, and you can see it took off with a jet of propulsion and was right off out of sight. Then we came across the octopus. My friend Doug Cowan, who was doing the filming of this, was pretty scared at this stage because, in fact, it turned around and came straight at the camera.
Oh, did it?
And he sort of did the typical pressman scene, held on to the bitter end and then flung the camera away. But there we actually got it into the bag. The first time I did that, the bag split in half, by the way. I've got to tell you a funny story. The night after I caught this octopus, I was standing on the Portsea Pier at midnight, and this guy came up to me and stuck his arm around my waist, and I thought, this guy's either Italian or I'm going to run. And he starts saying... He starts saying, Dave, how are you? And I don't know who it was. You never get Reno the butcher.
Was it Reno the butcher?
He'd been to a party at Portsea.
He's a very friendly man, Reno.
Right,
Nice
yeah,
fellow.
This is my friend, yeah.
They always look like they're wiped, you know, like, hey, I'm really having a nice time, you know?
That's right. Don, I was
give me some more of them leaves, man.
Yeah, they do eat leaves, yeah.
What would happen if I put her on the floor here? What would happen?
She'd run around on the
Would
floor.
she?
Yeah, she's fine.
Well, okay, go ahead. Have a try. Take a look around. She's all right.
An antisocial wombat.
That's all right.
Come on, Sash. Back you come.
So these fellas, some of the species, that's all right. Let her go. She'll walk
Yeah,
around,
fine,
do whatever
okay,
she wants,
sure.
as long as she doesn't have an accident on the carpet here. Right?
Yeah, well, see, one of the problems, one of the things that causes diminution of animal numbers is wild animals. She's coming for the leaves, yeah.
What I want to know is, when she gets in there and discovers it's plastic plants, what is she going to do then? No, those are all real. We get all those in there.
I heard before the show that you were going to sponsor this little wombat, Sasha.
Oh, they talked about that. I didn't know we were going to do.
I think
isn't
that's
that
a great idea. I really
What is
like
that?
it. Now, this is a program that the zoo's got where people who would be interested to do this can sponsor an animal, and that means that for 1 year you arrange to pay for their food and lodging. And that's a pretty nice thing to do.
And we've agreed to do that?
Yeah, you've agreed to do that.
Oh, we'll
So
do it
there's
for 2
your
years in case we get
certificate.
cancelled next year. We should do it for
Okay,
2, so we
fine.
got one more
2
going.
years. So
I
great.
appreciate that, dude. And listen, why don't we come back and talk about this RSPCA thing? That's really interesting
Why don't you
to
run
me.
a telethon and make some money?
Why don't we do that? That would be a bad idea. Save the RSPCA.
Sorry.
We'll see what we can do. Listen, now you got us in a hole, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Okay,
Very much.
fine.
Susie Quattro's coming up in just a minute. Hang in there. We'll do it. Thanks, David.
This is a demonstration again of the system that we're using in the eels. What we have here is a blood vessel, and here's some little red blood cells chugging along, and we have a little chugging along, yeah. Well, that's a good point, because I was going to say that this system works on what's called the Doppler principle. And if I said it works on the Doppler principle, no one would know what I was talking about.
Right.
But chugging along reminds me of trains, and if you're ever travelling in a train, zipping along at, say, 60 miles an hour, and you go past a level crossing, you hear the bell go clang, 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 disappears. The faster you go, the bigger the difference in that sound. So if you're going very fast, it'll go clang, 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 clang. Okay, that difference in sound. Now, picture the red blood cells as small trains.
David, I got to tell you, I don't understand any of that.
Okay.
What you mean when you're going past the bell?
Yeah, you've been past a
You mean it goes
bell,
like ding, 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 ding,
and it changes. It drops down a tone
Right.
as it goes past.
Well, as you
Now,
go past it.
That change in tone
Yeah.
is directly proportional to the speed of the train, it turns out. And we can use the same principle to get a shift in ultrasound frequency to tell us how fast the blood cells are moving inside this vessel.
So the sound bounces off the red blood cells.
The sound bounces off from
and
one of
tells
these
you how fast they're moving through the bloodstream.
That's right.
Now I have a better idea
So
what
we
you're
get
talking
inside the animal and we look, without actually invading the blood vessels, we can get inside and have a look at how fast the blood's going in different parts of the body. It increases a great deal.
So what you're saying is that this ultrasound equipment actually takes you inside anything.
Right inside the animal.
Right inside.
That's right.
And would that work on me, for example?
Sure.
Yes?
Do you want to go?
Am I going to make noise like that other thing?
I don't know, you might.
Yeah?
I hope you don't actually, because it's supposedly nice and silent.
What do I do?
I'd like to take your shirt off. Sorry, take your jacket off. And I have some acoustic jelly here.
I hope so. That receptacle there frightened me for a minute.
Just a little dabble, do you?
Okay, I was just mainly wonder where you were going to put it. Yeah, go ahead, it's on.
Now, hopefully there's something going on in here. Give you a little squirt.
Don't tell me we're out of jelly.
No,
there
we've
we
got
go.
plenty of jelly. That's
Okay.
not a problem.
Now, what is this going to do?
Exactly the same as what happened in the eel. I'm going to put this pencil probe, which is the sort of one that the doctor would use at the clinic, onto your arm, and I'm going to try and record the noise coming through the artery in your arm there, if I can find it.
This noise will come through the artery in my arm.
This will prove once and for all that you're in fact alive.
Right.
Yeah, I got it.
Is that me?
That's you.
That's me.
I've lost it. I've lost it.
Wait a minute.
Stop. You're doing an entry.
Keep going, you big thing. You keep going.
Isn't that great?
I
I
think
could
that's
listen to that
great.
all night.
Could you?
Yeah.
Well, we can't. Unfortunately, we can't stay here all night. Thank Dr. David Smith. We'll be back. Leon Burns has got a song for you in a minute. We'll do that again. And, of course, internally, there's other things go on with them.
Internally, very, very interesting. Now, there's a lovely little story. They've got fantastic hearts. They've got completely divided hearts, the same as we have. So if we look at this diagram over here, the left-hand one, really you can see that their heart is divided into, they've got two auricles, two ventricles, and this really enables them to have very efficient separation of blood that's rich in oxygen from blood which has got very little oxygen that's come back from the general body.
Right.
When they're diving, however, over here, they can open up a little channel here called the foramen of Panizzi, named after Mr. Panizzi. And that really lets them switch to a less efficient sort of system, which, funnily enough, is very similar to the system that we see in the, you won't believe it, the unborn human child. Here's a picture of a fetal heart, and it's again got two auricles, two ventricles, but it's got a couple of unusual connections here, one between the two auricles and one fairly similar to the connection, that foramen of Panizzi in the crocodile. So what I'm really saying is that the unborn child's circulatory system is a bit like that of a diving crocodile. That's about as big as these ones grow, perhaps 25 feet, something like that,
What about
27 feet. Prehistorically, back in the days when that old Stegosaurus was wandering around, they used to grow a lot bigger. Let's have a look at what we've got over here. Got a special treat over here.
What's that?
We have a mock-up skin of a crocodile called Phobosuchus, which means horrible crocodile.
How long ago would this supposedly...
75 million years, something like that.
And how big is
What I'm going to do is just unroll it.
How big is it?
50 feet.
50 feet?
Yeah, I'm standing on his eyes now. There's the nose there. Can I open the curtains a bit?
You need a hand?
Oh, yeah.
What are these?
There's a hand here.
Oh, there's a hand.
Right there.
Okay.
This is fun, actually.
This is legs.
Yeah, that's the forelegs, yeah.
Right. Hang on, up
The
there.
front two.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Is he still coming? You're kidding.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go.
Wait a minute.
Now,
You're
who's
telling
got
me
my legs?
you're telling me
Now-
a crocodile this big actually existed?
Yeah, 6 feet of head. Now I've been swallowed, and I'm being passed down into the stomach. I've just passed the heart, and I'm sitting here in the stomach now.
How is it?
It doesn't feel too good, actually.
Wait a minute.
This is an amazing idea. Peter Feynman deserves a medal.
If this thing gets up and walks away, I'm leaving.
Yeah, we've got problems actually. I wonder if we'll reach Ross.
Now, this is the tail, eh?
Yep.
There you go. You got it?
Octopuses, the horrible crocodile. The term that we use these days is ectothermic, which means that these animals get their heat from outside their bodies.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sorry.
Did he actually do that?
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
Make a noise. You're on TV.
That's fantastic. He's a Johnson's River croc. He's about 7 months old, and he's been bred in captivity up in
And how
Northern
big will he
Territory. He'll grow to 8 feet, and I wouldn't like to be holding him then.
Neither would I. You're going to reach in and grab one of these now, are you?
I can. Now, what they
You're
do is
such a wonderful person. I'll stand over here.
Now, if it bites me, right, what they do, their teeth are designed to hang on to things like fish or fingers.
Yeah.
So it'll hang on tightly.
Fish fingers.
Fish fingers, yeah. And it won't let go. If it does get me, would you like to do the honours and kind
Take
of
the
prise
jaws
the jaws apart?
No, I'm sorry. I'm afraid you're going to die.
What they do is they leap sideways. So I'll go for this front one, and I'm watching out for this other one at the back. These ones are warmer and they're quite
Well, would you like
lively.
me to put something down there to separate him from the other one?
No. Let's leave the excitement in it. Gee.
Leave the excitement in it?
I don't want,
David, if it bites you, I won't know what to do.
I don't want to disturb that. There we are. Oh, now see what I mean? He's a bit hotter. So.
He doesn't like being held at all. Yeah, sure. Hey, have a look down that throat. Hold it. They can look down there. Look.
There we go.
Sure, that's easy. That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Look at the way he turns
Yeah,
around.
now you see he's enormously more lively than the other.
Wait.
Oh, he's bitten his own tail. Yeah. Okay. So they go. I told you they go. Come back in the light. There we are. Come on, off you go.
You better warm up, your friend is winning the race.
So here's the cold one. Here's the hot one. He's warming up now too. Yeah. Okay.
There you are, fellas. You got your nice studio. I got news for you. If they get under here, who's getting them
We've
out?
got problems. Yeah.
What about...
Put it back in the tank, eh?
Yes, I think so. I think that's wonderful. David, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you coming in. Thanks. Okay. Once again, David Smith scored. We got Barry Crocker coming up, Helen Wellings. We got the wheel. We got a few more surprises. Don't leave us now. Hang in there. We'll be back.
Can you imagine going for a swim off, Portsea and coming across an 8-foot scorpion in the water? They must have been some pretty fearsome predator. We've got a display here, which I'm going to go and show you now to show how large they would have been. Just let me walk
During
over
prehistoric
here.
times?
Yes, I'm going to walk over and just pat this prehistoric scorpion. Now, no one can see anything on the screen here because it's a magic chroma key screen.
Right.
But there it is. Look at that.
Now, that's in comparison to you, that would be... Yeah, that's about the size, right?
Just stood on his sting.
There he is, there.
Right, turn this way.
You mean that's...
Yeah. It's quite hard
truthfully,
to do, actually,
David,
standing
that's
here.
how big
That's
the-
about the right size, okay? So you can imagine what a fearsome predator that would be.
Yeah.
I don't like this very much, actually, watching the monitor.
Yes.
It's quite a terrible... How do you pat a scorpion? Now, settle down.
There you go. Thank David
Heel.
Smith very much for coming in, Rosie. Thank you, David. We'll be back with Greg Bonham, and we're going to talk with Liza Minnelli. You'll see it. We'll be back. Are you supposed to be touching these?
Well, I'm doing it sort of gently. I'm only touching it by the base. The stinging tentacles are on the tip
Yeah.
down there.
Did that get you?
No, it didn't get me. They just stick to you. They kind of attach.
You are a whacker. You put your hands in things and touch them. What would happen if he was in here with them? Would they eat him?
They might have a go at each other. I'm not too sure. This one's being
Oh,
fairly
well.
docile over here. We'll leave him where he is, I think.
What?
What happened?
Something leaped up out of the water. What was it?
There was the little pufferfish.
Huh? Get out of here. Wait a minute.
Pick him up.
I'm not finished looking at him. All right, I'm finished. Did you see that? What? Oh, this is the pufferfish.
This is the pufferfish.
Oh, look at him, yeah.
There we go.
Thank you for doing this and showing us all these. The last
Sure.
time you were here, of course, you showed us a shark. Oh, no, a couple of times before this. You showed us a shark in a tank.
That's right. Yeah, I never
And,
forget the time, actually.
Yeah, and the funny part was, what was it you said?
Well,
if you hold the shark by the tail...
Yeah, well, I was quite confident that if I picked the shark up by the tail, there'd be no problems. So I grabbed it by the tail to show you, how big they were.
Yeah.
And, well, I think we got a clip, haven't we, of the...
Yeah, but the point is that this is the only shark in the world...
Well, Henry Bors, who was on the show with me, told me afterwards that this is the only shark in the world that can bite its own tail, so I very nearly lost my hand, you know.
He didn't know this, and Mr. Brave was in there holding up this thing. Here it is, have a look. Here, look, what's
live
this
and
now?
learn.
He's showing us now, and there it comes.
Yeah, when I saw that print, I almost, had a cold sweat.
You notice I was standing back just as far as I am now?
That's right, yes.
Doesn't matter what you got there, I'm always off in the distance. Thanks again, mate.
Okay, fine.
Terrific to see you. David Smith, once again. It's a beautiful thing to see. When we come back, Sandy Shaw's going to sing, we're going to talk to him. We'll be back.